what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Ways of the Sith. Thank you so much for taking time to check out the channel. Please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and follow us on X and Instagram at Ways of the Sith. So I know I'm a couple days late, but I wanted to go over my top 10 figures of 2023, at least from the brands that I picked up. I know everybody collects different stuff, so I'm sure yours might differ from mine, but these are my top 10 just from my purchases from this year. So we'll do them one by one. But first and foremost, I just want to thank everybody. On New Year's, we actually passed 500 subscribers. So thank you. Thank you so much for checking out the videos and interacting with me. It's really, really awesome. And I really, really appreciate everybody that tunes in. So one by one, let's take a look at my top 10 and we'll go through. So coming in at number 10 is the Marvel Legends Earth's Mightiest Heroes Avengers Anniversary Black Widow. That's a lot to say. But this Black Widow was really awesome. I'm not a big Legends, out of package guy, but when this was in stores, I had to pick it up mainly because of all she came with and the 3 extra heads. I think that's what really made this get into the top 10, was because I had uses for all 3 of those heads. And I love the fact that with one figure, you could pretty much pose it with any iteration. If you bought multiples of these, you'd have a Widow in like every one of your Avengers teams, which is really awesome. I really think and hope in 2024, the Legends team saw how successful this was and does more figures like that, where like, if you can include different heads for different eras and it's pretty much the same suit body, I think you should do that, because like you're giving us an ultimate pretty much version of the character, and for the couple dollars more, I'm definitely willing to pay that. So Black Widow, in my opinion, she's fantastic. If you were not able to get her, I would try to track one down before she is totally gone. But really, really cool. Now, I know I just did a review of this guy and he's up on my channel currently, so go check that out if you haven't. But at number 9, I got the Jada Toys Megaman. This came right before the year ended, and honestly, the Jada brand for me has probably been one of my favorite toy brands for the entire year, and that's saying a lot. Classifieds has really just been knocking it out of the park, but the Jada toys feel different. Like, I can't describe it other than when you pick up one of the Street Fighter figures or when you pick up the Mega Man figures, they feel different weighted than other figures. They feel like they're quality made. They're not brittle. Everything's very easy to swap out. I really, really like these figures. And I was saying in my review, if you're a Mega Man fan, this Mega Man line is going to be incredible. So if you're a Mega Man fan, this is the line you've been waiting for Mega Man. Like, these are awesome. The quality is awesome. The posability is awesome. And the fact that he comes with the different heads, the different hands, the cannon to swap out, I really, really love this a lot. So number 9, Mega Man from Jada Toys. So coming in at number 8, in my opinion, this is the definitive Wolverine for the collection. The one I think everybody should have picked up and had. And based on the fact that this wasn't really sitting on shelves too long, I think a lot of people did. But I kept hearing Ryan Ting say on different streams how this was his favorite Wolverine and how good it was. And he kept showing it in streams. And I was so happy when I got this figure in hand. I had been saying for the last couple years that, like, unfortunately, we didn't get this hood piece with a lot of the Wolverines, to look like his mask down. We didn't get a really good maskless sculpt of Logan. And, like, this is the definitive one that I remember. This is how he was drawn in the Jim Lee era. This is how he looked in the X-Men cartoon show. So, like, this is the definitive Wolverine for me. Not to mention the claws are actually perfect. I didn't have to do anything. I didn't have to heat them up. They are in there. They look great. Oh man, this is my favorite. One of my favorite Marvel Legends on the shelf now. I have him pose with the Deadpool, which probably would have made the list, but I do have some stiff competition. So Deadpool probably would have been like honorable mention, that Deadpool and Bob 2-pack, because that was a fantastic set. But it unfortunately didn't make the top 10. But I love having Deadpool and Wolverine on the shelf. I'm very much looking forward to getting that Sabretooth from that 2-pack that's coming out. So that'll be really awesome to pair with this. So at number 8, X-Men 97 Wolverine. So coming in at number 7 are 2 of my favorite characters in the entire Star Wars galaxy, and 2 characters that I was really happy to get figures of so soon, Ezra Bridger and Sabine from Ahsoka. And I know this Ezra is not really from Ahsoka, but for me, being a Rebels fan, this was the Ezra that I had wanted. We had the previous version of him younger, but this was him kind of in his late teens, right before he left with Thrawn. So this was the outfit that he rocked. They did just give him the Amon Esfandi likeness. By the way, Amon is the perfect Ezra, in my opinion, and I'm really, really excited to see what they do with the character going forward. I'm hopeful that we're going to either get his later look from the season or at least the Night Trooper disguise. That would be a really, really cool one to get. And then, as you can see, I did a little customizing on my Sabine. I got this cloak from my buddy Rob, Toxic Collector, on Instagram. He's got commissions open, so reach out to him if you're looking for anything printed, resin printed, painted. He does a phenomenal job. But I have the poncho from the later season on the Sabine. I just think it looks really cool on her and kind of adds a little bit. But I love this Sabine. Originally, I had thought it was just a repaint of the Bo-Katan body, but it's not. It's actually a totally new body with a new overlay over the top of it. My guess is so going forward, they can variate some of the Mandalorian females. Maybe that means we'll get a Rook cast on this body, hopefully, down the line. I'm not holding my breath, but it's a possibility because this buck would be awesome. Maybe even get her mom down the line. That would be really cool as well. But being that these are two of my favorite characters from Star Wars Rebels, I was really happy with these iterations in live action, and I'm really, really looking forward to seeing what happens with these characters in the future. I hope they're around for a long time. I hope they don't get killed off. I would love to see them merge with Rey down the line, and maybe that's how we get this new Star Wars going forward, is with all these characters that we kind of like, and then have Rey be with them. Maybe that'll help things a little bit. We'll see. But number 7, Star Wars, Ezra and Sabine. Coming in at number 6 is probably, in my opinion, one of the most slept on G.I. Joes. I don't think a lot of people got this simply because it's a Pulse exclusive. And without really seeing it in hand or seeing it in a display, you're not really sure like what it looks like. I absolutely love this figure though, and I think for the price and everything that's included, you basically get 2 full figures, because you not only get this gear that he's wearing, but you get another helmet, another flak jacket. You could throw it on somebody else, like a fodder figure, and have them be his bomb squad. So really, really cool. I love that they did that and gave you the option to have either like a more modern looking bomb squad or having, you know, Tripwire in his classic look, which I really, really love just having him in his classic look. But this is awesome. The drone that he comes with is also really awesome. It's just a nice figure with a bunch of accessories, and for the price point, I think it's absolutely worth it. So coming in at number 6, G.I. Joe Classified Tripwire. Coming in at number 5, we got another one of the sleeper Joes of the year, in my opinion, with Snow Job. And again, same thing as Tripwire, was a Pulse exclusive, so I don't think a lot of people went out of their way to pick him up. They saw the higher price point and probably thought maybe they can wait. But being that he's on Pulse, I don't really see him getting clearance. To me, it was, again, absolutely worth the value. All the stuff you got and the fact that everything on him, you know, attaches to him. So like there's nothing extra with him except the hood that goes around his neck and the other head, but otherwise everything is packed in here perfectly, and he just looks awesome. And I love the fact of how miserable he is, because being out in the cold weather for a long period of time, you would be absolutely miserable too. So I love the fact that Emily and Lenny put that detail into his face, both faces actually. It's just really, really cool. He's such an awesome figure. Totally worth the money, in my opinion at least. And I did see a lot of people customizing this and making different winter people, you know, popping the head off, maybe swapping out the arms, but keeping the coat or using the overlay of the coat on a different body. Really, really awesome. Hopefully we do get some more winter guys. I would love a polar bear. There's a polar bear in the background on his package, so fingers crossed that we get an articulated polar bear. That would be really, really cool. But coming in at number 5, Snow Job. As you can tell, we're a bit G.I. Joe heavy in this top 10. But coming in at number 4 is Baroness from the Crimson Guard 3-pack. It was her, Tomax, and Xamot. Really, really awesome. I do agree with a lot of people. I think Tomax and Xamot probably should have came in suits and just had her with this new body and new look. But this is a huge upgrade. If you have the previous versions of Baroness, this one is the better one, and hopefully we'll get another redo of like classic Baroness on this, which would be nice if they included the heads and the hair too with that. But the fact that you have the swappable hair, you can make it like she's, swooshing around and in action, which looks amazing. She got the lip bite. Like, how awesome is that? You got the different pairs of glasses. You got the guns. You got all the accessories. I did give her this from the other Baroness just to add to it because she had all the gold. But I really love this. And in my opinion, this is like the definitive Baroness, even though the classic look is still really cool. I used the alternate head on the classic Baroness, so I was able to update that. I think that's another reason why I love this so much, because not only did I get this, but then I was able to update the classic Baroness. The head sculpt just had to be heated up in some hot water and poked on. I saw people like complaining like, oh, it doesn't fit on. It's not that you have to do any adjustments to it. You literally just drop it in some hot water and pop it on the peg and you're fine. Hair goes on fine. It looks great. It's up on my shelf. I don't want to pull it down right now, so you just have to take my word for it. But I was really happy. Anytime I can get 2 figures out of one, essentially, I really love that. So coming in at number 4 is the Crimson Baroness. So coming in at number 3 are 2 representatives from the Spider-Man No Way Home wave. And honestly, the whole entire wave could go as number 3 because, in my opinion, it's one of the best waves Marvel Legends team has done. I absolutely love the fact that they're on the cards. They look great. Every one of the figures is so detailed and looks incredible. I'm such a fan of them. I even love the MJ. I know a lot of people were bashing on it that it's sitting on the pegs, but I love it. I think it's awesome. And especially if you don't have the previous MJ, this is a perfect one. So I'm a fan of all of them. Matt Murdock looks great. Even the Sandman, he doesn't look that great if you're an inbox collector. It kind of may look like you got a naked guy on your wall. But once you take him out of the package and you swap out the hands, he looks 10 times better on the shelf. But this Spider-Man, in my opinion, might be one of the best Spider-Man they've ever done. The only knock, I guess you could say, is that it doesn't have the toe hinges. And as we know, every Spider-Man in 2024 better have those toe hinges since they went out of their way to do them for the Renew Your Vows. I thought that was going to be a standard going forward, but I guess that's their way of like keep getting us to buy figures. But this suit, I know we only saw it for a split second at the end of the movie, but it's honestly my favorite Spider-Man suit that they've done so far, and I cannot wait to see him rock this classic look in the next movie, hopefully. And then there's William Dafoe. I had no plans of picking up this Goblin, especially because the fact that I had to open it because of the way the box was in the plastic-free packaging. If it was in box, I probably just would have left it in box. But I'm so happy that I bought this, and it led to me actually doing a whole MCU Spider-Man shelf. So now I pretty much have all the MCU Spider-Man figures that I wanted, at least. I do still have to find another Tobey Maguire to open, but otherwise, I'm waiting on Ock to come, and we'll complete that. So looks really cool. The Goblin with the glider is just such a nice touch. This thing is massive. Like, and now you can see that I tipped it over how big it actually is, but this is so cool. I love the way they did the foot pegs and how he secures. The fact that he comes with the Goblin mask too, even though it was only in the movie for like a split second, but it was in the original movie. So I'm so glad that they did this. He looks incredible. Spider-Man looks awesome. So coming in at number 3 is the Spider-Man No Way Home wave. And coming in at number 2 is probably my favorite toy line of 2023, and that is the Jada Street Fighter line. I was so happy when I saw the way these looked. I wasn't sure how they were going to be. Brian from Brian's Action Figure Reviews, I think, convinced every one of us to pick up this line at least, or at least check it out. So I picked up Ryu. He was the first one I got. I didn't pick up Fei Long, but when I got the Ryu, I absolutely loved it. And like, I have my review on the channel. You can go back and watch it if you're interested in checking out the review for Ryu. But the quality of these figures are so good. The balance and posability of these figures are so good. The fact that they come with the alternate head and the expression, hands, and the effect for $24.99. I know we're getting some bigger versions of figures this year from Bison and Sagat and Vega. So I'm interested, and Blanca too. I'm interested to see if they're gonna upcharge for those bigger body molds, or if they're gonna keep them at $24.99. Because I tell you what, if Jada does that and keeps them at $24.99, I think they're gonna win over a lot of people when all these other toy brands are pretty much price gouging just for a bigger figure. When, you know, if they can keep it the same and deliver this quality, I'm all for it. I absolutely love these figures. I love this Chun-Li. When she came out, I just couldn't get over it. Ryu, Chun-Li, Fei Long, and Ken are starting to hit. I have not been able to get Ken. He's the other one that I really wanted to pick up. I said I was just going to do Ryu, Ken, and Chun-Li, but I probably will end up picking up a couple of the villains and maybe Blanca when he eventually comes out, because he just looks really awesome. But by far, my favorite brand, it led me to checking out the Megaman figures just because of how good these were. So I'm very interested to see what other licenses Jada gets in 2024 and what other lines they're going to be developing, because as far as I'm concerned, with how good these are made and with how good the support within the community is for them, I'll be willing to check out anything as long as it's something that I'm interested in. But I can't wait for more Street Fighter figures. And coming in at number 2, Jada Street Fighter. And coming in at number 1 is my favorite figure of the year, G.I. Joe Classified's Chuckles. And this is so cool. I love all the stuff that he comes with, from the beat up face to the Walkman to the binoculars to the briefcase with the stolen documents. I also love the fact that they did this packaging like cohesively. So the Baroness and Crimson twins 3-pack comes in the briefcase and comes, you know, looking like part of it. And then the Chuckles package is basically the other part of it. So they go together, they look awesome, and Chuckles just looks so great. Veebs from the Foosh, or formerly from the Foosh, I guess I should say now, he kept talking about how Chuckles, you know, how excited he was for Chuckles. And when he mentioned it, I was like immediately in, because he wasn't a character that I was like thinking of off the bat, but as soon as Veebs mentioned him, I was like, oh man, we got to get Chuckles, right? And then we saw at the PulseCon thing, I think it was the 1027 event last year, they name revealed him and everything, and we kind of knew he was coming. And I'm so glad that he did, because he is such an awesome figure. He looks so great on the shelf. And I display him with the beat up thing, looking like he got the information. It's just like calm, cool, and collected after getting beat up and, you know, making it out of there alive. I really like that look. I think it's so cool, and I love the fact that they included all the stuff that they included with him. So he's really, really worth the value. Such an awesome character from the comics and from the TV show back in the day. So number 1 figure of the year is Chuckles. Well, that'll do it for today. This is my top 10 of 2023. I'm really happy with all of these figures. There was more that I had to choose from, and kind of narrowing it down was actually really hard this year, because so many different toy brands had so much good stuff that came out. Even dipping into new toy brands that I didn't pick up previously. So really, really awesome. Thank you guys so much for taking time to check out the video. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I hope 2024 is a happy and healthy new year for all of you. Thanks again, and may the Force be with you. This is The Ways.
We would be honored if you would join us.